what we are saying is that, look, I am bringing Dr. Raymond Evike Ojwang Omollo, the PS. I'm bringing him to fight a former PS. Why am I doing this? Because you see, when you're in the PS docket, then the security people, and I told you some time back, don't be fooled by barrels. Remember Mao Zedong's principle that power issues from the barrel of the gun. So whoever has the security in his docket, then that guy is very powerful. Oh yes, he's very powerful. Listen, there is that other principle you know about money, that he who has the gold makes the rules. So if Ruto has the gold from RSF or whatever from, he's a wise man. He's very wise. Ruto is a very wise man, because he was selling chicken and he was able to become the president of this country, to become a king, a de facto king. That is what we call wisdom. He has not done anything wrong. He has just played your game of democracy, and he actually became the king. So what are you talking about against him? Anyway, I am alarmed when I see in Kenya we have a nemesis, like what is happening with the Sudanese people, both north. In fact, they say Sudan and then Southern Sudan. That is stupid. Because you see, if there is Southern Sudan, then there must be a Northern Sudan. These guys are talking of Southern Sudan and Sudan. They're very stupid. They're not learning. If this is Southern Sudan, then the other one should be Northern Sudan. So I call it Northern Sudan, where Al-Burhan is the king there. And he has been challenged by Hamedi, you could say his right-hand man in guns. Remember what Jesus said, that those who live by the gun will die like that with a gun. That is the interpretation of those who live with a sword, perish with a sword. So those guys running their countries using force, they are forced out of those places. So that the nemesis of Burhan is Ruto. The nemesis of the guy in Southern Sudan called Salva Kiir Mayardit is the king. He's nemesis of Ruto. I want you to understand this politics like this, so that you understand that the nemesis of RSF, Hamedi, is Gachagua. Gachagua would be fighting the president very poorly, and a lot of Kikuyus would be his followers and dying, and he would be enrolling the Bantu young men to go and die, sacrifice human blood to the blood of democracy. But in Kenya, we organized it differently. We said civilians are to rule this country. So that you see, we have two ways to look at it. Two ways. One way is to look at it like Southern Sudanese, where Salva Kiir has actually detained his Gachagua. He's called, the name is Gachagua there. He is called Riek Machar. Machar is inside, so that he doesn't bring troubles. But in Kenya, we have a very soft president. My king is a very soft president. King Ruto is a very soft man, because he has not even today injured Gachagua in any way. That guy should not even be put in detention like they have put in Riek Machar. If it was in other countries, we would be talking about a dead Gachagua, and I already told you about why. You don't play with politics like that. You are endangering your life, because democracy is actually a democracy, because it's a dirty game. I have decided to be dirty so that I can bring the Gen Z out of politics, the dirty politics, to bring them into a holy people whom God will give the government. Now I have chosen to fight off the former CS of security, Matiang'i. I'm fighting him with somebody who is called Dr. Raymond V.K. Omollo. Why am I doing this? Because I know that is the way things should be. According to what? According to what God says. Because when you pray according to what you are taught by Isar bin Maryam, he said, pray like this: Our Father in the heavens, may your will be done. If God said that Aluo will be the king over the Kikuyu at one stage, that is the will of God, that is done. So I'm just doing the will of God by looking at the right guy, a Luo guy, who can take over the government. I had talked about this man, Raila, but the guy is too old, Bwana. If me, myself, I'm trying to bring up my rotten brain with a lot of reading and a lot of things, what about him who does not read? Shortly, you'll see him being sold as a president, oh, Raila the president, and the next day he has died. Like he's almost the age of the Pope who recently died. Then we start now lining up at Kaspu, what's the name? At Kagokanya Jaramogi. We are taking him there. How many days will he have ruled? It is like the rule of Ochuka. Ochuka ruled for a few days, and people thought that now that was the rule which Mwakefiro had said. Then it has to be systematic. It has to be something known that this is the king of the law. And that's why I have picked on Dr. Raymond Vike Ojwang Omollo, PhD like myself, so that we can discuss politics with him. I'll be talking to my King Ruto to see how he can actually give this man power so that whatever elections will be done will be sham, so that I demonstrate through Dr. Raymond Vike Ojwang Omollo, PhD, that democracy is actually a democracy because it's a fallacy. You are being cheated with democracy, you people. I should not have called you Gen Z. I should have called you Gen F, foolish people. Let me come back when I have cooled down. Thank you very much.